Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Felix City 3000. Thanks for the suggestion, Felix. You asked, why does toast taste different than plain bread? It seems like it shouldn't be a mystery. You take bread, stick it in the toaster, heat it up, and boom, it smells better, tastes better, and somehow feels like a whole new food. But why? What exactly happens in that toaster to give bread such a dramatic upgrade? If you've ever stood in your kitchen at midnight wondering why toast tastes like a warm hug from science, you're not alone. Today, we're diving into the crunchy transformation that turns bread into toast. Right here on Explaining Everything. Let's start with the basics. Bread is made from flour, water, yeast, and usually a little salt or sugar. You mix it up, let it rise, bake it, and boom, bread. Soft inside, maybe a little crusty on the outside, and just chewy enough to make a decent sandwich. But let's be real. Plain bread isn't exactly a flavor powerhouse. It's fine. It's chill. It's the acoustic guitar of food. Pleasant, but not setting off fireworks in your mouth. And then comes the toaster. Meet the real star of the show, the Maillard reaction. It sounds like a secret society or something you need safety goggles for, but really, it's just what happens when proteins and sugars in food get hot and start reacting like they're hosting a molecular dance-off. The Maillard reaction kicks in at around 280 to 330 degrees Fahrenheit. As the surface of the bread heats up in the toaster, the proteins and sugars start to break down and recombine into entirely new compounds that smell and taste amazing. We're talking roasted, nutty, slightly sweet, and deeply savory notes that were totally missing from the original bread. This is the same process that makes seared steak taste better than boiled steak. It's why roasted coffee smells like perfection. And it's why toast isn't just bread that's been warmed up. It's bread that's been chemically transformed into something more complex. Now, let's talk texture. Plain bread is soft, squishy. You can fold it, you can smush it. It's a sponge with a crust. But toast crackles, it crunches, it has presence. When you toast bread, you're not just browning it, you're driving out moisture. Less water means more concentrated flavor and that golden, crispy texture that turns your mouth into a round of applause. Crunch isn't just satisfying, it actually enhances the eating experience. The contrast between crispy edges and a slightly softer center adds drama. It turns snacking into an activity. Toast is interactive. Toast is engaged. Plain bread is a quiet conversation. Toast is a TED Talk. Even before you take a bite, toast wins you over with its smell. That warm, slightly caramel roasted scent? That's all thanks to volatile aroma compounds created during the Maillard reaction. Some of these compounds mimic the smell of roasted nuts, cooked sugar, or even popcorn. Your nose picks those up, sends a signal to your brain, and your brain goes, "Yes, whatever that is, I want it in my mouth now." That's why the smell of toast drifting through your house in the morning feels weirdly comforting. It's your brain reacting to a food that's been upgraded in real time. The wild part is, a lot of what we think of as flavor is actually smell. So by simply smelling toast, your brain is already halfway through the eating experience. Toast doesn't just taste better, it sets the stage with a full sensory preview. Here's the part most people don't realize. Toast isn't just warm bread. It's chemically different. Once the Maillard reaction has happened, there's no going back. You can't untoast a slice of bread. You've changed the structure, the flavor, the aroma. It's a culinary point of no return. In fact, some food scientists argue that toasted bread is different enough from plain bread that it could be classified as a distinct food item altogether. It's not a remix, it's a rebirth. So the next time someone tells you toast is just bread, you can confidently say, "No, Steve, it's bread that's had a glow up. Thank you very much." Why does toast taste different than bread? Because it is different. All of this transformation happens with no new ingredients, no seasoning, no fancy technique, just heat, time, and a toaster that probably hasn't been cleaned since last August. And that's kind of beautiful. It's a reminder that small changes, like applying heat for 90 seconds, can turn something ordinary into something extraordinary. You didn't need a chef. You didn't need a recipe. You just needed a toaster and a slice of bread with dreams. The next time you smell toast, remember, you're not just sniffing breakfast. You're witnessing flavor chemistry in action. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. And hey, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.